Hello, this is Rachel from Live Long Pilates, and here is a quick introductory warm-up on the reformer, something that I like to do before I get started getting into my reformer flow. So I'll take you into my warm-up into the footwork series. So I have a balanced body Allegro, and I'm going to put on 3 red springs. So 3 heavy springs. My headrest is down, and I'm going to lie down on my back. Feet on the foot plate. Place the hands right on your pelvis, and we'll begin with some breath work and pelvic rocking. Inhale, tilt your pelvis forward, allowing your low back to arch off the mat. Exhale, melt your waistband down, drawing your belly away from your shirt. Inhale and exhale. Just gently moving that sacrum and low back, rocking it from north side to south side of your sacrum. And one more time. Let's take the hands to the pegs, and we'll windshield wiper the knees east to west to feel east side and west side of your sacrum. And then come to rest with your pelvis settled in your neutral. So where it feels good to you, but those ribs are drawing down to meet your hips to engage through your core. Feet are about hip socket distance apart. You can pick your head up and check. A lot of folks have them a little too wide. We all think our hips are wider than they actually are. So have them within the hip socket range. Pressing down into your foot plate, let's peel the pelvis and spine up into your bridge. Standing strong through both feet, and we'll articulate through the spine, upper back, middle back, lower back, and allowing that low back and sacrum to unfurl. Inhale. Exhale, initiate by melting the waistband down. Tipping the pubic bone up, you start to peel it off the mat until you stand strong in your bridge. Arms are reaching long, pressing down into the mat. Lower down, one bone at a time, as best you can, through the vertebrae. We'll do that 2 more times. This time as you press through the feet and lift your hips. The heels won't actually move, but feel them drawing back towards your fingertips. A little bit of a heel drag back to feel the glutes and hamstrings turning on, and lower down one vertebrae at a time. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Peel the pelvis and spine up. Heels hugging back towards your fingertips. Open through the front of those hips and lower down one vertebrae at a time. Let's come back to your neutral spine. Place the hands on the pelvis. We'll exhale, march the right knee up. Inhale to lower. So you'll notice I didn't move the foot bar. And I did this on purpose because a lot of people will do the marching with just picking up the legs and not focusing on the core connection. So if you do that, you're going to encounter that foot bar. So keep it small and imagine like your legs are dead weight and that you're just using that core to drag your thigh bone up and then lowering it down. Exhale to drag it up. Inhale to lower. And by keeping it small, that helps to keep the leg muscles from taking over. We're getting a really deep core connection. We'll do one more set. All right, now we'll bring our legs into tabletop. But first, you might want to scooch down a little bit further away from the shoulder blocks because we'll be bringing our hands behind our head. So, in fact, you can keep the feet on the foot plate if that works for you. And just try a few abdominal curls, making sure that your position on the reformer is such that you can do your ab curls without getting stuck with your shoulder blocks. Exhale to curl. You're folding from your rib cage, drawing the abdominals in. Let's do 3 more. 2 and 1. Let's stay curled up. Bring one leg into tabletop, other leg into tabletop. So those legs are over the foot bar. Choose a tabletop that works for your sacrum and low back. Some folks like their thighs closer to their chest. It makes their back nice and heavy. Others can tolerate it with the knees over the hips. I'm going to do that today because I'm feeling pretty strong and it gives my low abs a nice challenge. Let's curl up and lower. This intensifies your abdominal curls because you have to work a little bit harder because your legs are in tabletop. Three more. 2, 1. Rest your upper body down. Rest the feet on the foot bar. We've got one more round of abdominals before we get into our footwork. So we'll bring our legs into tabletop, tightening that core. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, curl up, head, neck, and shoulders. Stay curled up as you stretch the right leg away. And then switch. Single leg stretch over the foot bar. And reach. And reach. And reach. For 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Stay curled up if you can, otherwise you can rest your head, then come back up. Reach both legs away, double leg stretch and in. And double leg stretch and in. Staying curled up but reaching the legs over the foot bar. And reach. 4 more if you can. And 3. And 2. And 1. Rest the feet down, rest the upper body down. Take your hands to your pegs. I like to have my elbows wide and pull the pegs slightly apart to feel the upper back and upper arms engaged. Bring your legs back into tabletop and let's dip them over to the right, allowing the left hip to lift off your reformer. Exhale, come back through center. And then dip them to the left. And exhale to center. Inhale to the right, keeping that left shoulder heavy. Exhale, center. And then over to the left. And exhale, center. One more time each side. Inhale. Exhale. And to the left. And exhale. All right. So I think we're ready for our footwork. I'm going to put my headrest up because that's what I prefer during my footwork. You may keep yours down if you prefer. And I also scooch back to the shoulder blocks. Check to make sure you're still centered on your reformer. And we'll start by placing the heels on the foot bar. Again, they're hip socket distance apart. So check that you're not too wide. Arms down, feet are flexed, meat of the heels on that foot bar as we press out and in. exhale as I press out, and then inhale to pull myself in to the stopper. You want to make sure you feel it tap into the bumper. It is also acceptable to inhale to open the springs out and exhale to bring it in. All that matters is you breathe. 3 more. 2, trying to tap into the backs of the legs, and 1. Let's bring it in, and we'll lift and bring the arches onto the foot bar. So I have it around my mid-arch. I'm wrapping my toes over and cupping my heels. Press. I'm trying to stay even through my arch and not rolling in or collapsing so that my knees don't come towards each other. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Caught myself not tapping into the bumper with those last 2. Slide your toes to the foot bar. Make sure that all 10 toes are on the foot bar. So for me, my toes are kind of long. In order to get my pinkies on, my toe knuckle is off, but that's okay. Press out and in. Your feet might be different. You press out, you pull yourself all the way into the bumper. That last little bit is going to really help turn on those glutes and hamstrings. 5 more. Pulling yourself in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulling yourself in. Let's come to our V feet position. So V feet, it's not a wide V feet. If I were to stand in front of you and place my knuckles in between your feet, that should be the amount of width between the toes. And the knees follow. They're about shoulder block width apart. So if you are flexible, watch out that you're not in a deep turnout. Let's press out, hugging the heels, feeling the backs of the legs zipping up. And tap into that bumper. I just caught myself doing that again. Last little bit into the bumper gets those glutes and hamstrings. Pulling yourself in. We've got 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Bring yourself in. Use your core to lift both legs into your second position. So here folks tend to trend too narrow. Sit up, take a look. How wide can you bring your heels? Mine are almost to the edges of the bar. And let's just rock side to side here, just because it feels really good. Come back to that second position. So the toes and the knees are lined up. We're on our heels as we press out and in. As you press, feel the heels hugging towards each other. As you press out, and remember to pull yourself into that bumper with your glutes and hamstrings and that core. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Use that core, lift the feet back so the toes are back on. Press out, tendon stretch. I prefer to do my tendon stretch in the parallel position. If you're classically trained, you might do it in the V feet. As a dancer, I've spent most of my time in turnout, so I really try to keep my legs in parallel at every opportunity I can. Reaching the heels under, then lifting high for that tendon stretch for 3 more. And 2, 1, and then we'll go into running. Alternating through the feet. 2 more sets. Let's bend both knees, pull it all the way into that bumper, and we'll sit up. So there you have it, my warm up into footwork flow. I hope that this is helpful to get you started or get you ready for your reformer work. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.